Dear Darcy, I'm 43, pretty established in my field, and just becoming a new mom in 2025. I've done well at my job, and lately my supervisor has been suggesting that I should go deeper down the path of management. I should be thrilled. Higher level management jobs usually involve pay raises, and with a kid on the way, I obviously need more money. However, at the very same time that I'm hearing this management idea from my boss, my heart is wanting to make a pivot to work of substance, writing and research. Within my field, it can be hard to make this switch. At any other time in my life, I would probably achieve this goal by working double time. But now, I can't. Please let me know if you have any advice. Soon to be mom. Oh, soon to be mom. What a gorgeous question. Okay, thank you so much for putting it into this space. All right, let's first, before we go into the all right, what do you do about the writing and research job pivot that you want to make? We're going to first take a step back. And I want to acknowledge some things just to give us a good overall sense of the picture. The first thing I want to point out is how connected in you are to your creativity sensor. You know what you want. You have a vision of what that could look like. Yes, it's off the beaten path. Yes, it's not necessarily a standard process in career progression in your field, but you have the vision. You know what you want. You have access to your creativity that is connected to your heart that says, this path is what I want. That's incredibly valuable and gives us so much to work with. Okay? The second thing I want to take a look at, just acknowledge, is we could not talk about creativity and creating and putting a vision forward in the world without acknowledging the process your body is currently going through. You are co-creating a literal life in your energy field, in your physical body. That does a lot of things to activate and stir the pot of your own sense of possibilities in your life. And my sense is this heart calling, this work of substance piece is getting it's getting some new clarity and potentially new courage to come to the surface and be discussed, talked about, written about, clearly wondered about in this tangible way as a result of your body in this incredible creation process. Okay, so I want everything that we talk about here today to really be held in this acknowledgement that you're in such an incredible creation, co-creation with life process. All right, so know that that's occurring. It's not like your, brain, your problem-solving brain is saying, okay, now do this in this process, or now put this together, or bring in these nutrients. No, your body has a wisdom to it. Your body is a creator, right? And you're in that energy right now, which is going to infuse all that you're looking at with new life, with new possibilities. So we hold that as part of this. Okay. Now let's take a look. The fact that you are pregnant as you're holding all this, right, does give you I would say, I would encourage you to look at this at how can you create differently in this moment. Because I hear you saying previously you would have set a goal or had a vision. And if it's a little off the beaten track, you might say, all right, well, I'm just going to have to work twice as hard to accomplish that. And this situation, because pregnant, then raising a baby, you don't have that leeway. You can't create in the same way you have in the past. So it's essentially telling you, soon to be mom, I need to create differently in this process. So you really open yourself up to new understandings of how the creative process works and how you create opportunity and possibility in your life. All right, so just know that you're in a process that's going to be learning how to do something that maybe you've known really well a certain way of double down on the work ethic, double down on the number of hours, right? Now you're going to be saying, all right, Now I need to learn how to do this a different way. And we'll talk about that. All right. So if we were in session right now, I would say like, all right, soon to be mom, how is this landing? What are you hearing? What are you seeing here for yourself? How has this pregnancy brought forward your creativity, your spark, your enthusiasm, your sense of desiring work of substance through writing and research, right? How is that coming forward for you? So since we're not in real-time session, just take a moment and pause and consider that, okay? Or maybe things have been already kind of coming to you as I've been talking, which is great. All right, so from here, right, since we're not in session together, we can't, go back and forth on what's coming up for you. I'm going to provide some next step options for you. And truly, truly, I encourage you to come back to me. Let me know, okay, this is what I heard. This is what really resonated. This is what new questions come up. And this is what I've tried. Okay, please, I encourage you, truly, truly send me a follow-up question based on this. And then I'll do another podcast on it. All right. But here are some next step options from here. All right, your job, I'm not even kidding about this. Your job is to be in the energy of this vision and this idea. Okay? Your job is to be in the energy of feeling that heart calling, feeling how your heart is desiring and calling out to you for work of substance and in a writing and research realm. Okay? And you can see simultaneous paths. Okay? You can see if you were to just go with the flow of what your manager would have for you, it would be to move into more of a management role, get a promotion, get a nice raise, and be like, oh, aren't you happy? Okay? And you're like, actually, when I see that process, I say, no, thank you. Actually, it's not what life is asking of you right now. Surprisingly, right? Like, oh, wouldn't that be so convenient if it was this already well-trodden path and you could just be like, cool, yep, worked hard for it. Now I've got it. Here we go, right? But it's not the case. Okay. So instead, you're in a trailblazing path. You're in a path that says, I see the long form, what the goal is to be in a role that calls to my heart, doing writing and research. I see myself there. Okay. And then all you're going to be able to see as you go through there is maybe 1 to 2 steps ahead of you. And that's perfectly fine. That's actually trailblazing pathways. Like, think of it, if you're actually getting through a wooded area on an area doesn't already have a path on it, you would just be clearing the next couple steps in front of you as you go. That's similar to this. Okay, because life is asking of you, right, based on what you're here for and what you're meant for and what your skills call to you for, and this creative process that you're in right now. All of that is saying this path over here that doesn't have a like, oh yeah, this is standard career progression. This new pathway, it's yours to create for yourself. All right, so we've got to be in that, all right, boom, step-by-step creation process. All right, so as I said, your job is to see the goal way out in the distance and then hold just the next 2 steps for yourself. And in those next 2 steps, your job is to be in this energy of what your heart is calling to you, work of substance, and the writing and research role. Really immerse yourself in that feeling and that beingness. Okay. All right, I want to check my notes here because I want to see. I know that one thing I want to get to, but I don't know if there's something before it. Okay, so in the fact that you're creating this, it's easy to be like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. How will I do this? Like, this isn't already laid out for me. I don't know the steps. I don't even know if it's possible, right? Like, nobody else before me has done this as far as I know. Like, what, it's easy to get in that like overwhelmed, heavy state. That is not the energy you need to have here. I want you to actually pull from a sense of like, oh my gosh, I wonder. Truly be curious here. I wonder how I'm going to get there. I wonder what life is going to show to me as the next steps of getting there. Okay, what could possibly be next for me? All right, and in that sense, it almost has a sense of lightness, like adventure, like fun, right? And that's going to help you be that detective that's looking around and trying to find the clues of what your next steps are on this pathway. You are not alone in creating this, okay? And I don't just mean there are other humans around you who will be like, oh, happy to help. I mean, your energy, your humanness is working to create these opportunities for yourself and create this option for yourself. But life, right? Life, creation, universe, God is working in tandem with you. You are in partnership. All right. It's like you pull on your end of the string and the universe pulls on their end of the string. All right. So you hold the string together. You've got certain roles or parts in that. Okay. Your job is to be in that energy. See that even if you don't know the whole staircase or the whole pathway, can't see it all laid out in front of you, doesn't mean it can't happen. Your job is to be in the moment you're in. Just take the next 1 or 2 steps forward. Hold that it's possible and see the broader vision. All right. And then the universe's job is to pass to you the support so that you can stay in that place of possibility and help you see what the next steps are. Okay. And you're in that detective mode. Where are the next clues going to come in? Are they going to come out of the mouth of someone else? Are they going to come from an inspiration I get in the shower? Like, where is it going to be that I get it? And your job then is to take action on those things. All right. And that's what I'm going to leave you with in a little bit. It's like, what actions do you actually need to take? All right. But before we wrap, I want to really hold for you, super important. How do you hold yourself in this time of desiring something, but not yet seeing the path? That's a tough spot to be in, right? Your brain is going to be like, but how, but how, but how? Is it possible? I don't know if it's possible, right? So here's how you hold yourself. Number 1, open to possibility. Okay. Number 2, you're in dedication for the goal that you have and the vision that you see. You might even light a candle. I've got a candle here. You might even light a candle in dedication to that vision and that goal. Feel it, taste it, see that for yourself. Be immersed in the energy of that goal being realized. Okay, that is part of your job, is to be in that dedicated space and open to the possibilities of what it would have you do next. All right. Also, you want to stay in a place that's calm, because fears and agitation arise in this, okay? Just like in the pregnancy process, it's not all particularly comfortable, right? There's growing pains in it. Absolutely, right? And so you're holding that. At times you'll feel very agitated. You'll be quite nervous. You'll have fears that come up. That's part of the process. And also know that you just stay connected with your job in the process. All right, I had more to say about the where the fears come up. Let me take a quick look. All right, I was just saying, so in this pathway, is it non-traditional? Yes, absolutely. But does it kind of fit you, right? Like soon to be mom, is this kind of like, yeah, I get it. I have worked processes like this before. I've gone the non-traditional route before. Remind yourself of the times you've created things that were not already laid out for you and you charted your own path. If you have with that a sense of like, oh, but that was exhausting. Oh, but I was so nervous. I was so scared or whatever. Why can't I just have it be easy, right? Understood, right? Understood that this is not for the faint of heart. But also take that experience and say, okay, I see where I worked at these things and carved my own path. Now that I've had those experiences, what are lessons I've learned? What would I now, wisdom I would now share with myself about that, and really take that in? That's you learning from your life, which is where wisdom comes from, right? So take that and own that in the process. All right, good. So your job is to hold that vision, see the next 1 to 2 steps coming down. Excellent. All right, any last pieces that I wanted to share? All right, let's wrap up. So what you do now, okay? What I want you to do now is to just hold what are those next 1 to 2 steps that you see are right in front of you in the next steps of creating a writing and research career pivot, okay? Is there some writing that you need to do to get more clarity on it? Is there some research that you need to do to know more about possibilities or opportunities? Is there some research that would be helpful with that? Is there a proposal you need to write? What is the action that you need to take? And remember, just because you can't see that whole step-by-step progression towards the final goal, don't let that stop you from taking action now in it. Every action you take will help it become more real for you. Okay? So just be committed to taking those actions. All right, I would love to hear from you of how this resonates and what questions come up from this. And I'm sure, I'm hoping it's been helpful for many of you as you hold your dreams and your visions and your creativity and say, how do I create something when I don't see every piece of the path, but I see the final bit, and what are the next 1 to 2 steps in front of you? All right, thank you so much for being here. Take care.